Hello, my name is Jenny Marvel, and I am here to talk about ecosystems and habitats in art.
An ecosystem is a community of living things, such as plants, animals, and microorganisms, that interact with their environment, similar to a neighborhood. There are two types of ecosystems: an aquatic ecosystem, which include bodies of water like lakes, rivers, and oceans, and a terrestrial ecosystem, which is land based and includes deserts, mountains, and forests. A habitat is the place within the ecosystem where plants and animals live, similar to the address within the neighborhood. Some living things can survive in more than one habitat, while others might be limited in where they can live. Plants, like all living things, have basic needs that must be met to survive. They need light, air, water, a source of nutrition, space to live and grow, and favorable temperatures. Plants provide food and oxygen for all living things. Without plants, there would be no life. Like humans, animals need air, food, water, shelter, and space to survive. Animals fall into three distinct groups based upon what they eat. Plant eaters are herbivores, meat eaters are carnivores, and animals that eat both plants and animals are omnivores. Now let's look at one painting together and discover the ways an artist captures these natural wonders. Before we look at the details together, I would like for you to take about 10 seconds to look at this image. Look up and down, look left and right, and think about what you are seeing. Let your mind wander. What is happening in this scene? What types of animals and plants might live in this place? In this work of art, Wind River, Nebraska Territory, we see a landscape with a calm body of water framed by leafy trees on the left and right side, a rocky shoreline in the foreground, and snow capped mountains in the background. There are at least three habitats pictured here: a freshwater river, a forested area, and a rocky mountain range. Let's explore each habitat together and look for clues as to what might live and grow in these areas. Let's begin by looking at the details of the freshwater river. What types of things do you think live in the water or near the shoreline? On the bottom left side of the painting, the shoreline appears to be shallow. We see rocks of different sizes sticking out above the water. As our eyes move over the image from left to right, the water's reflective surface is still and peaceful. However, if you look very carefully, you can see thinly painted lines of white, blue, and gray on the water surface, which are meant to show movement. This movement might be the moment when fish, turtles, or other small amphibians come up for air or discover food. It could also be underwater currents or even a gentle breeze blowing on the surface. While we cannot see under the water, we can imagine that it is a healthy freshwater ecosystem with algae, plankton, insects, and many types of fish. As we move from the water to the shore, there is evidence that the river helps to sustain life on land. Look closely at the forested areas near the water. What types of animals do you think live here? How do they use the river? On the lower right side, we see a kingfisher bird perched on a short branch, looking out and waiting to find food such as small fish, frogs, or insects. Unlike other birds, kingfishers do not make nests in the trees. Instead, they make a tunnel near a riverbank. There is grass, plant, and tree growth near the water's edge, which provides food for browsing animals like the two deer on the left. Although we do not see other animals in this scene, it is possible that wolves, moose, and black bears live in this forested area or in the nearby mountain foothills. They too would come to the water's edge to get a drink or find food. As your eyes move to the upper part of this landscape, the mountains are far from the river and rise up majestically in the distance. There are no animals and plants visible, so we will have to use our imaginations and knowledge. Look closely at the mountains. What types of living things do you think would be in this habitat? Based on what we see, the snow indicates below freezing temperatures, and the mountain slopes look barren, rocky, and rough. Over time, both plants and animals adapted to this rugged environment and developed different types of external protections against losing heat and water, such as the development of a thick, waxy coating on tree needles or thick layers of fur or fat on animals. Plant life that might grow in this habitat include mosses, grasses, coniferous and evergreen trees and shrubs. The animals that could survive in this environment include bighorn sheep, mountain lions, and elk. Although the habitats of plants and animals vary from freshwater to forest to rugged mountains, the ecosystems in this painting appear to be vibrant and healthy. This artwork shows a specific mountain range in the western part of the United States. The Wind River Range contains the greatest number of glaciers in the American Rocky Mountains. The rivers and lakes in this range are the result of glacial melt over millions of years. In this painting, the artist focused only on the landscape, capturing the rich natural resources in the area, and did not include the people who inhabited the land that are seen in his other artworks. The Wind River area has been the continuous home of the Eastern Shoshone and Northern Arapaho Indian tribes. Wind River, Nebraska Territory was painted by German American artist Albert Bierstadt in 1861. The date and his signature can be seen in the lower left side in red paint. 2 years earlier, in 1859, the artist had gone on a land survey expedition with Colonel Frederick W. Lander through Wyoming and the Rocky Mountains. During this journey and his other travels to the west, Bierstadt made sketches of the land he explored and the people he met. These sketches were later used to create paintings in his New York studio. Albert Bierstadt is best known for his detailed landscapes of the American West.
I am so glad that we were able to look together at Albert Bierstadt's Wind River, Nebraska Territory. I encourage you to look at the Ackland Art Museum's collection for additional works focusing on habitats and ecosystems. Remember to look closely and carefully at all of the nature that is around you. Until next time.